Hi students, I have a question for you. What kind of medical career would you want to be in? Well, let me tell you. Mine has not always been a pediatric nurse. When I was little, I wanted to be a kindergarten teacher. The reason is because I love helping out small kids. But that changed roughly around my second job. By then, I was 19. I had a little bit of daycare experience, but I also wanted to go to school for nursing. And the reason for that was, like I told y'all before, in weeks prior, majority of the females in my family are nurses, so I kind of wanted to keep that as a tradition. But then I found a daycare job that they cared for typical kids and special needs. I love that job. Working there, I got to learn different ways for therapies. I learned more info on diagnostics. I learned how to feed using a feeding tube. I learned a lot of stuff. So that was that. But then a few months after that, my mother, who is an RN, LVN, and pediatric nurse all in one, she is very hardworking. She got a job caring for a child on the weekends. This child had cerebral palsy. He was a sweet child, always smiling, very energetic. But I started noticing he was coming around our family more. My mother brought him to the house one day. I got to meet him. I was playing with him. He was always smiling. So after that, it kind of helps me lean towards pediatric just a little bit. And then, like years later, he was coming around even more. My mother would get him, bring him to church. She would bring him to our family gatherings. He would be smiling, playing, highly spirited, and all. So that kind of warms my heart a little more. So, you remember last week when I did the PowerPoint on the things you would want to consider being a pediatric nurse? Well, one of the reasons was you can build a relationship. And that is what I was seeing. My mother was building a relationship with this boy who had cerebral palsy and all that. And eventually he became kind of like a family member. Till this day, he still comes around, smiling, playing. So I pretty much know that he enjoys spending time with my mother and everything like that. So, my mother, she is very hardworking. She's highly educated. She's been in the medical field for years. She's a great role model. She's very awesome. But, okay, that's a different subject. Back to my story. Okay, so this boy, he's been coming around family and everything like that. So, his smile and the way he enjoys spending time with us every weekend, it just kind of made me really just stop, take a breath, and just think, this is really what I want to do. I want to be able to help little kids. So, that's my career choice. I say all that to say this. You have to pick something you really love doing. if you don't enjoy it, you won't try hard or you won't succeed in it. You have to love it. I mean, it doesn't make sense for you to do something that you don't love. If you do something you don't love, that's just a waste of time to me. So, pick something you enjoy doing, you want to learn more about, you can push yourself to succeed even more. So, that is my post. Again, I ask you, what kind of medical career would you want to be in? Mine is a pediatric nurse. So, I hope y'all like my post, and I look forward to hearing the rest of y'all's. Y'all have a good night. Bye.